Prompt. Okay, thank you, Emmanuel. So these are a maiden webinar for 2026, and like I mentioned, proudly brought to you by CoreTech Agile Limited. And this is about prompt power, taming AI with the perfect words. There is this saying that garbage in, garbage out. Yes, there is the surgence of AI, chat GPT. The aid of AI has come to help us, but it is how you couch your question, it's how you couch your inputs that would give you a better output. So I'm sure Emmanuel will take you through to help you with that. And so we are going to cover about Agile. With this particular one I'm taking you through is just the introduction, and then Emmanuel will come in and take you through the AI session. So with mine, we're just going to talk about Agile CoreTech Limited, what it's all about, our solutions and our services, our business partners, our satisfied corporate clients, and then how to contact us. Then Emmanuel will take over. Agile started in 2011, and this is a young, dynamic company with vibrant individuals with several years of experience in developing IT solutions across various sectors of the economy. And like I mentioned, telecommunication, I have been in the telecommunications industry, and Emmanuel, who is going to take you through this session, is also in the telecommunications industry. He has a lot of experience in that, myself as well. And then the experience also spans the pharmaceutical and banking and finance industries, and the performing arts, like I mentioned, I have experience and currently in that area as well. We bring innovative ideas and solutions at affordable costs. So you can actually check with other institutions and you would realize that CoreTech Agile is relatively affordable comparing it to the others, but we give quality training and quality experience to our clients. Our solutions and services include the IT telecom consulting, then Agile adoption and transformation. So we help institutions and organizations to adopt the Agile methodology or the Agile way of working. Then we can also help with stress management. And when it comes to certification, mostly in the PMI, that's Project Management Institute certification. So we have the PMP, which is widely known, and PMP stands for Project Management Professional. So we are able to take you through that training and help you to gain the certification. There is also the CAPM, that is a Certified Associate in Project Management. It's a bit lower than PMP. So depending on your experience, you can go in for that. There is also the ACP, that's Agile Certified Practitioner, still by PMI. There is the Risk Management Professional, that's the RMP. There is the PBA, that's the Professional in Business Analysis. And that's also a very vital area to get certified in. There is also the data analytics that we can help you with. We also help with mentoring and coaching. And so if as an organization, as individual, we can help with that. And then we are also into mobile and web application development. So please, you can feel free to reach out to us in any of these areas. We also do tailor trainings for organizations. So when you reach out to us and we sit down and discuss, and we get to know the needs of the organization or the individual, we are able to give tailor trainings for you. Our business partners include GCTU, Ghana Communications Technology University, formerly Ghana Telecoms University. We've trained staff, or we train people, individuals there. And then the Catholic University College of Ghana, Invano Resource Center in Rwanda. So it's not only in Ghana. We have IPMC Ghana, Herbal Consult in Tanzania, Touch PMO in Zimbabwe, and then Promec Consulting in Cameroon. So you know that you are in good hands. Then some of our satisfied corporate clients, we have the EEFT Corporation Limited Ghana, Fidelity Bank. We have Supertech Limited. There is Niche Cocoa Industry Limited, Intelligent Building Solutions. There is Ringia Ghana Limited, Baobab, which we recently did latter part of last year, and then Ghana Trade and Investment and Star Ghana Foundation. These are part of our satisfied corporate clients. If you want to reach out to us, do not hesitate to contact us using the email address that is provided on the screen. And you can also contact us via the phone number here. You can also visit our website, www.coretechagile.com, and we'll be happy to do business with you. Thank you very much for having me. Emmanuel is going to take you through prompt power, taming AI with perfect words. And Emmanuel, like I mentioned, has a vast experience, and he's actually a highly skilled professional with over 16 years of experience in solutions development and project management across various sectors. He was my senior in the university. We did engineering together, and then he was also my TA. We also worked in one of the telecommunication companies together. He's a very intelligent guy and very adept with what he does. His his project management experience is across various sectors of the economy, including education, IT, telecoms, banking, transportation, and pharmaceutical. Emmanuel is very passionate, and he's a passionate Gen AI professional. He's a business analyst. He's certified in that. He's a project manager. He has been certified in PMP. He's a Scrum Master as well. When you come to risk management, he is there. He's an author. He's an agile practitioner and trainer with an entrepreneurial mindset. He has expertise in customer and vendor management as well as training cross-functional teams. His qualifications include internationally recognized certifications in Gen AI, project management, risk management, business analysis, general Agile, and disciplined Agile from PMI, that's Project Management Institute. He's a professional Scrum Master as well. He has a professional Scrum Master certification as well. And he holds a bachelor in computer engineering from KNUST and a master's also from the University of Management and Technology, UNT in US. And so, ladies and gentlemen, like I mentioned, you're already in good hands. And so I will hand over to Emmanuel to take over from here. Thank you very much. Hello, please, I hope I was heard.
Yes, Edna, you were loud and clear.
Thank you.
Thank you
So I'll
very
drop the
much.
link to the WhatsApp channel in the chat box.
Okay, am I also audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you very much. And a good evening, good morning, good afternoon to our cherished listeners and participants. We are so happy to have you here this moment to talk about something that is dear to my heart, and I believe is dear to the hearts of many people as well. And we want to engage, make it very practical. So it's not going to be just talking and talking theoretical, but it's going to be practical. So please, if you have your computer ready or you have your phone, make it ready for practical sessions. If you look at the topic, it says prompt power, taming AI with the perfect words. Now, this does not mean that we are going to discuss the basics of AI. No. We assume that at least many of us have an idea of what AI is about, but we want to look at how we can harness the power that AI provides all of us. Now, before I dive into the content for our session, I decided to take some stats from the registration. So we had 39 people register as of the time I was coming for the session, but I took this around 1 p.m. GMT. And if you can see the stats on the left, the first question was, how familiar are you with artificial intelligence? So that's more about AI. And you can see that only about 8% said that they are not familiar at all. It means that the majority of us are familiar with what AI is. But when you go to the right, where you have the question about how do you rate your proficiency in AI prompt engineering, there we see that we have quite a huge number of people who are just about half, close to half, who are novices, right? So it means that we may be familiar with AI, but not so much with the prompt engineering. So that's quite interesting. Now, for those of us who have been able to use the prompt engineering, there is a poll for you. So we want to see what you have used the AI to do in the past or what you have been using it to do. So please, just a quick poll. We want to launch the poll and then kindly respond to the poll. So please, we have 12 in attendance here. Tell us, which of these options do you use often, right? We may be using all of them, or we've been using AI for the prompt engineering for all of these, but we want to look at the top, the best that applies to you. Okay. Interesting. So we have 6 that have polled, 7 so far. That's 61%. We want 100% polling. Looks good. We have 69% now. So can we move to 100%? Is it possible? Okay. So we have 9 out of 14 that have polled. So we are looking forward to the rest. We have some few seconds. Okay. So let me just give you a glimpse of what I see on the screen. We have 44% indicating that they use it for research and information gathering. Next is brainstorming ideas or problem solving. That is 22%. Oh, research and information gathering has actually jumped to 50% now. Then the second is brainstorming ideas or problem solving. Then we have, okay, so 10%, 10%, 10%. 9% says, I haven't used AI prompting yet. 9% use it for drafting emails, reports, or proposals. Data analysis is about 9%, or summarizing documents, yes. Research and information has jumped from 50 to 58%. That's quite interesting, right? So you can see that prompt engineering is being used for a variety of things or reasons. So I will end the poll now. Thank you all very much for engaging and submitting the polls. Okay, so now let's go into the topic. So please, you can still make good use of the chat box. If you have any question, you can drop it there as we go along and we would pick them one after the other. Okay, so now enough of the poll. let's go to what we are going to discuss in our session today. We will look at why prompting matters, very good prompt engineering skills. Why do we need such? Then we will look at principles of effective prompts, prompting versus Googling, and then some ways of prompting, using tone and style in prompts. Then we have iterative refinement. Then we have to consider some ethical issues as well. Finally, we will have some tips to master prompt engineering. Good. So now let's take the first part. Why prompt engineering matters. I think Edna made a very good submission earlier. She mentioned that garbage in, garbage out. Now, what does that mean? If we don't have good prompts, then what will happen is that the results that we will get will not be meaningful the way we want it to be. But if we are able to prompt very well, then we are going to save time. We are going to minimize errors, and we can actually unlock the capabilities that AI provide us. So that is a very important reason why we need to master the skills of prompt engineering. Another reason is the fact that it can help you to gain a competitive advantage. If you use it very well, you are able to create faster workflows, higher quality outputs are generated, and you are also able to scale across teams. So prompt engineering is very important. It's a key skill that all of us would want to actually learn and master. A precise, well-structured prompt delivers targeted, well-structured results. So that is another powerful reason for us to learn prompt engineering very well. In fact, we will learn that prompt engineering is really an art and science shortly. But let's move on. Now we have seen the why. Let's look at what prompt engineering actually is. So on the left side, you can see we have art and science. So what is the art about? Art talks about creativity. So being creative. If you are very creative, prompt engineering will be easier for you. So the art part has to do with the ability to be able to communicate effectively with the AI that you are using. So the art part is about creativity, is about critical thinking, is about effective communication. Now, what about the science? The science is the tool itself, how it's able to orchestrate and generate the results for you based on your prompts. So this is a very crucial skill that we want to develop so that we can be able to harness the power of AI. If we're able to master this skill, like we mentioned earlier, you're able to gain competitive advantage. Your workflows can be faster and you get better quality of your outputs. Now let's look at some key components of prompt engineering. We have context. If your prompt will be effective, there should be proper context. Proper context has to do with what is the situation, what is the scenario, what is the surrounding information that you want to provide so that it becomes easier for the AI to be able to give you results that are tailored to suit your need. That's context. Then we have clarity. It should be very clear and not vague or ambiguous or very broad. No, there should be clarity. And then format specifications. You want to format what you want the AI to give you. For example, if you want bulleted points, AI can give you bulleted points, right? If you want it in paragraphs, you can even instruct the AI to be able to give you the font size that you want or you prefer, even the colors as well. So the format specification, very important. Then we have iterative refinement. So sometimes you will need to interrogate the AI again and again to be able to get the right answers that you are looking for. So beyond questions, right? It's not just asking AI questions. You would want to provide some complexities around how you are going to prompt. So it's not just simple questions that we are going to use to ask the AI, but conversations. It's like you are conversing with someone. And as you converse, you get feedback. If you are not happy with the feedback, you can ask additional questions, and then clarification is actually given. So that is the prompt engineering. Let's look at AI as a tool, how it works. We have the inputs. The input is what you provide, the text or the image or the document that you provide the AI, and the instructions that you provide. Those are the things we are looking at as the input patterns. And the AI processing is something that is not seen on the screen, but is handled by the LLM, the large language model that is serving the need for your prompts. So that is, then we have predicted responses. So you put in the interactions, the questions, the context, everything. There's the orchestration, the processing of the information by the LLM, and then you get an output, the result. So that's how it works. It is not magic. No, it is not. So depending on the input, the output will be generated and it will correspond to what was asked for. Okay. So we want to make sure that our prompts direct us very well so that we can get the results that we are looking for. The prompts direct how the AI should respond. So my colleague mentioned that garbage in, garbage out. So if you don't ask the right questions, then you don't get the right answers. So if you ask the right questions, you get the right answers as well. That is the power of the AI, generative AI. Now let's look at a few things that we need to do to be able to make our prompts effective. So we have specificity. If you provide enough detail, your output would be better. So be specific. If you want a particular format, you want it in PDF, you want it in doc, you want it in something else, be specific. You need to look at the length. Do you want just a paragraph or you want a detailed output? What about the tone? Should it be professional or should it be jovial? Should it be friendly? The tone should be set right. And then the desired outcome. We have the context. Provide the background that you need that can help the AI to be able to give you specifics. So the background can help. For example, I'm a teacher and I want to teach class 1 people arithmetic, addition. That is a background. So it helps the AI to know the kind of answers to provide. Then step by step, if you have a complex task, what do? You break it down into manageable parts. And you can put those parts in the AI and then guide it so that step by step, it's able to provide you with the right answers. Then we have iteration. So the iteration is like repetition. So you refine your prompts, you get a response from the AI, you refine it so that the AI would go and think again and give you further information. So that is the iteration. We don't want to think that once you put in something in, you are always going to get the best results. Sometimes you need to query the AI on a number of times, in a number of times before the results are what you are looking for. So that's the iteration bit. Now we have this framework that can help if we want to be effective in our prompting. We call it the CHEF framework. CHEF. Now the C stands for context. So provide a scene, provide necessary background information. So if you go to the restaurant, you want some food, you have to describe the kind of food that you want. Or if there's a menu, you tell them what menu you have, and that is brought for you to enjoy. Then we have the H, help me. So clearly state what you want the AI to accomplish. Clearly state that. Then show an example. That's the E, an example. So if you have a group of students, you want to quiz them, right? You may have a quiz sample, and then you can tell the AI, please give me 10 more quizzes similar to this. That's an example. And the AI will give you similar questions. And finally, the formats. So what is the output? How should it be like? Is it going to be just a paragraph? Should it be in a form of a table? Should it be in a form of an Excel, or should it be in a Microsoft Word format? If you're able to put this together, your prompts can be effective and produce the right results. So don't forget chef. And you can see in that picture, right? Preparing the delicious food. We want to look at some common pitfalls that we need to avoid. Being too vague or broad. Don't be too generic, right? We don't want to be generic. And if you do that, you'll get generic answers. But if we can add details as we have already learned, providing background, examples, applying the chef framework, we can be getting better results. Then we have the tone or style. We want to guide the AI so that it is not going to give us just vague answers. So the tone is very important. Do we want to be professional? Is it a formal letter we are trying to write? Is it a formal report we are trying to write? Is it for the media? Is it for a church? Is it for a corporate organization? So that tone should be very clear for the AI to be able to know how to give you a proper output. You can also use, you want to avoid multiple questions at once. Don't nest more than one question together in an AI prompt. Be specific. So if you are being specific, if it is about an email that you are trying to write, it should be the email. Don't add email and then maybe a menu for dinner that you want to look for. No. So don't nest more than one question in a prompt. Another pitfall we want to avoid is ignoring limitations. AI has its own cutoffs and there are some biases. Sometimes hallucination takes place. So we want to be aware of some of these things so that we don't overly rely on the answers that we get. Sometimes we have to compare. We have to do some fact checking to be sure that what we have received is accurate. So don't think that once it is giving you results, it is always the best. And sometimes what I do is even compare answers from different platforms, AI platforms, so that I can be able to make informed decisions. Now, what's the difference between prompting and Googling? Perhaps all of us have used Google and other search engines to be able to search for information. Now, what does Google and other search engines do when you search for information? They extract static pages that exist on some servers that are connected to the internet. Okay. And that is why sometimes if that content is removed, you go to the link and it tells you that it does not exist any longer. So the content is static. Google will just get those static, or any search engine will get those static content for you. Now, what about AI prompting? Now, AI prompting is quite different. It has access to lots of static information. It has worked on those information and is able to generate new content. So it's not static. And that is why sometimes you may even ask an AI a question. You will not get the same answer if you do that again, the second time or even the third time. It is generating new content. So you realize that that is a stark difference between static and dynamic information. The dynamic information is based on your peculiar need. It is able to chat with you, converse, so to speak, and be able to give you right responses. It's able to personalize the answers to your specific needs. So one of my friends at the point asked me, so what's the difference between the AI and then the search engines usage? We're just debating about it. Back in the days, if you are doing research, you go to any search engine and you just type your question and then you get information. A lot of articles will come and you're supposed to now sift through all these articles and make inference from the articles and gather your facts. But with these AI platforms, once you provide the information, you are giving specific answers, which cuts down the work of trying to now understand all the static content that you have received. So you see how good prompting can save a lot of time when we are doing research. So we have seen the difference. We are going to look at practicals. Okay? We want to look at what we have discussed so far and then put it into practice. I'm going to give you some AI platforms that you may not need to log in. Okay? The others you have to log in. So if you don't want to log into any platform at the moment, what you can do is you can just go to chatgpt.com. Okay? This one does not, you can still chat with this AI platform without a login. So if you don't have the URL, let me just paste it in our chat box, and anyone who doesn't have it can be able to click it. Okay, so that's ChatGPT. There's another one which is also not requiring any login. You can still chat with it. Just that if you don't log in, then it means once you are done, everything that you do there is wiped. You cannot go back to them. But if they're logged in once, what happens is that if you log in again, you can go back to your history. And if you have to continue the chat there, you can easily continue. But I'm showing you these ones do not require any login. And if you want to do something quick, you can actually use that. Okay, so let me just paste some of these ones that do not require any login. And you can try them on your phone or on your laptop. Okay, so we are here on ChatGPT. What we want to do is, from our screen, you can see we want to try some of the prompts. So what we are going to do, we are going to take a vague prompt and then put it there. Okay. The vague prompt we are going to use is write me a market plan. Just write it there. Or you can take something that is vague for yourself, right? It's too broad. So write me a market plan. Now, I didn't specify any domain, whether it is for a healthcare institution or it's for a school, it's for an IT business. I didn't specify anything, right? Now, let's see what happens. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it in all the other AI platforms. So you can see on my screen, I have opened two of them. Let me bring this one here. This is another one here. So you can see it is trying to generate a response, right? You can see here, business name is giving you this information. Target market, customer problem, competitive analysis, a whole lot. This is an information that you have without any context. Now it is asking you what business, if you tell me what business you are in, who your target customer is, your budget, your revenue goal, I can create a fully customized investor-ready market plan. So the AI has given you a generic market plan. Now let me see this one too. Okay. So you see the response here? It's giving you a generic information. But it says to craft a tailored market plan, I will need a bit more context. So this particular one is asking you to give more context. This is a Mistral AI. It's asking for more context so that it can give you a customized market plan. But it's giving you a generic one here, which you can leverage. Okay. Now let me check for the other one here. Now, to create an effective market plan is essential to include several key components. Now, this is just an outline for a market plan. It doesn't specify which industry or domain in which you are looking at. Okay? So that is just writing a broad or a prompt that does not have enough context. Now, moving forward, we want to now make it a bit more contextual. So what do we do? Can you think of any context? Can anyone write a context that we still are on the marketing plan? And as part of our being practical, can you creatively think of something around marketing plan? It could be something around what you are doing now. And let's see the output of the AI. Can anyone give us a nice context for a marketing plan? We are waiting for chats. So please use the chat box. You can type in what you think the context could be. With what we have learned, you provide a context, the chef. So you can use the chef framework to be able to make this prompt a better one. Improve the prompt. Anyone? So you can add specific details, look at your audience, give the format in which it should be. And if you have any constraints or requirements to add, that can also be added. Let's see if we can have some creative minds, put some content in the chat box for us to try. Anyone here? We are waiting for you. Can we put our critical thinking to test? Okay. Has anyone done something? Anyone to share something with us? Okay, we don't see anyone here who has done something. Nobody has shared anything on the chat for us. Okay, so let's see. Okay, but okay, Ransford has shared something here. Thank you, Ransford. Let me copy that and let's put it in. Okay, so let's put that in. Let's put what Ransford has given us in the chat. Okay, so let's ChatGPT run. And here, put another one here in Mistral. Then we go to Dark AI. Now, in that, the beauty of Dark.ai is that I can change the AI model and use a different one, not ChatGPT. I can use, there are about 4 options in there. So I'll show you how that works. Okay. So look at the context. Act as a senior marketing consultant who has been asked to design a comprehensive marketing strategy document for a coconut product to be launched in Accra. The business has a budget of 10,000 Ghana cedis for its IMC, right? And we want to know how to launch this product. Add a financial plan for the strategy and a resource schedule for the first 3 months. Thank you very much, Ransford. This is very good, a prompt. Now look at how it has structured the contents. So you have executive summary, market research, industry overview, and you can see that the content looks more specific and tailored. And you can see here, it has even given you a financial plan based on the amount that was stated, right? And you can see the schedule also. Now, let me go to another chart here. You can see how this has also put it. Quite interesting, right? And the beauty of comparing the platforms is what we are seeing here. So you can see that this table is more detailed compared to the table we saw earlier in the other platform here, right? And then we have also ChatGPT providing its information here. It didn't provide a table. There was no table, but everything is listed as text. Okay, there's a table here, yeah. So that's the IMC budget allocation, okay, the table here. Very specific, isn't it? And the interesting thing is that you can still iterate, which we are going to discuss shortly. If you want to iterate, you can ask or add further context. You can even generate additional documents like you want to make it a doc. That is a Microsoft Word can actually open it, or .docx. You can use that as well. So thank you very much, Ransford. Has anyone also done something similar? Perhaps you may want to play around it, right? If you want to play around it, use different questionings to prompt, and then you get different results. Remember, we just talked about a marketing plan. You can think about anything else, not only marketing plan, right? It could be a training manual that you want to develop, a training manual. So what training manual are you developing? Which area, for whom? You have to ask yourself those questions, and that becomes a good context to use to prompt the AI. And then even if you want to generate questions, you can still use the same approach, the chef, to be able to get a very good document for your participants. Okay. So I believe we now see one practical way to be able to use the prompt. And I've given you a number of the platforms, right? Which you can actually access without having to log in. Okay. You don't have to log in. For this, if I start a new chat here, the advantage of this platform, this DAC.ai, is that I can choose, as you can see, I can choose any of these models. So I have Llama 4 here, Claude is here, and then ChatGPT or GPT-4. All those LLMs are here, which I can use, okay? So whichever one you want to use, you can just choose that. So that's the beauty of this DAC.ai. And if you are using that, you can be able to access the power of these different models. But there's a default one, which is the one that is here that is being used. Okay, good. So now we want to make progress. We're going back to our slide. There are more exercises coming up, which we will be doing. Now let's move on to another technique. We are going to look at zero shot, one shot, and few shot prompting. Now for zero shot prompting, you don't provide any examples, right? So whatever description you give is what the AI will use to provide the answer. So that's a zero shot prompt. Then we have one shot prompt. Now the one shot prompt would have one example that guides the AI's understanding of the task. So that is one shot. Then we have few shots, right? Few shots is like you have multiple examples that can help to improve the accuracy and the consistency of the answers that the AI provides. So as a tip, if you can provide 2 or 3 examples, that can improve your output. Because I train and I have to send quizzes to my trainees, that's what I do. So I have sample questions and I am able to prompt the AI to be able to give me similar questions. And I keep iterating to be able to get the kind of difficulty I want to use to test my participants. So these are just ways to prompt. Zero shot, one shot, few shots. So let's look at another exercise here. We are going to generate a polite email declining a meeting invitation. That's a task for us. Okay, we can go back to our chat. Now, if you were asked to do this, maybe it will take you like 5 to 10 minutes before you can do this, right? So we are going to use the AI to be able to help us. Now we go back to our AI tools. So we want to put a prompt together that can help us. We want to write an email that would decline an invite. An email that can decline an invite. So I'm putting it to you. What prompt are you going to use? What example are you going to use? Let's give ourselves some few seconds. I believe everyone is trying to think about what to say, how to prompt, right? We want to generate a polite email declining a meeting invitation. So what would you write? Has anybody given us? Okay, let me check the chats. No one has put any chats, any prompt there. Please, let's be involved. Okay, the links are there. You can quickly click on them. Let's get a bit practical. So who would want to go for us? You can share your prompts in the chat box. Remember, no answer is useless. We want to take everyone's input. We try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't suit our need, we iterate and we get the right email. Anyone? Okay. A few more seconds. Oh, okay. We have not seen anyone put anything there. Ah, okay. One in, but let me see. Has one message come in? Oh, Ransford, you have come in again. Okay, another one has come. Deborah has come. Okay. I want to decline an invitation to a meeting. Write a polite email. Okay. And then there's a one that has come from Ransford. You have received an email to an invitation to which you cannot attend for personal reasons. Craft a very convincing and humane email addressed to the sender, your boss, declining the invitation. State two compelling reasons why you cannot honor the invitation, right? That's quite interesting. Very long one. So I'm putting Ransford's own here. Then I take Deborah's own, put here. In this, let's see the results that come. Okay. Let me check again. Okay. So within seconds, we have an answer to our query. Where is that? Okay, I think I didn't press for this one here. Okay, let me just pick this. Okay. So we can see the prompt from Deborah. So even this, if you want to make it just a two-paragraph email, you can do that. You can tell the AI to make it two-paragraph, right? Right? Iteratively, you can do that, and it gives you only two paragraphs. So you can think about anything that you can iterate to ensure that the output is suitable to you. So you can see also here, this gives us how many paragraphs? 3 paragraphs. Very concise, and the tone is as was put in the prompt. Professional. See, this below is a professional and executive toned version that is respectful, sincere, and maintains strong leadership presence. So you don't have to think too much. The AI can give you something. Your job is to be able to go through what has been given and be sure it meets your needs. Job done, and you are good to go. That's quite simple, right? So being creative in our prompting can help us to reduce a lot of time and be able to get the right results from our AI platforms. Okay, so we go back. Now we talked about tone. I think we have seen even sample tones earlier. So we want to just hammer again the tone and style in the prompts. The tone could be a formal one. It could be for corporate. It could be for friendships and all that. This will be casual. It could be humorous, funny. It could be technical with more details and jargons and all that. So if you are putting in the prompt, you want to remember whether you are sending a formal information or you want a formal information or an informal information. Okay. Do you want to be casual? Do you want to be humorous? Or do you want to go into details, the technical bits of it? So that is the bit about the tone and the style. An example that we have there, explain blockchain to a 10-year-old in a fun, engaging tone with simple analogies. And by the time you use this in the AI prompts, very simple analogies will be given that can help you explain this big concepts to a 10-year-old. Maybe you want to try it, but not now, right? You can try that when you are free. So that's the tone. Now let's look at using a step-by-step approach for complex tasks. Complex tasks. Okay? Now, if you have a complex task, it's better you break it down into sequential prompting. First of all, gather some information about the topic. That's do a bit of research. Okay? Then outline the structure. How do you want it to flow? Make sure that is very clear for you as well. Then you have a draft. So you have some content from the outline, right? You put it into writing. And I think the way Ransford was providing his prompts, you can see it's quite detailed, right? You have a lot of content in there that can help the AI to think and give you sniper kind of information. Finally, you want to revise, polish, and then finalize. Once you finalize, you can give the prompt, and the AI is going to go through, think through what you have provided, and be guided to provide the right feedback that you need, where you have quality that is expected, and it gives you just small room to just make an improvement. If you are fortunate, you get everything that you need, and there's no need for you to even refine. Okay. So if you break it down into sequence, that gives you control over how the AI responds to your prompt. So that's when handling complex tasks. Okay. So let's look at the steps, stepwise prompting. We have an example here. So list the top 5 must-see tourist spots in Paris with brief descriptions. Create a detailed morning itinerary visiting spots 1 to 3, including transportation tips and estimated time at each location. So it's a continuation. You are building it, right? Design your own 3-step prompt. So this is your work to do. Design a 3-step prompt for planning a project or an event relevant to your work. For example, you have a training that you're supposed to plan to bring your colleagues into the training. And you want that plan to be developed by the AI. What 3-step prompt can you use to be able to get this training plan developed by your AI platform? Can you think of anything? Well, we don't want to take much time. We want to think about what we have discussed if we have to put it into that. So it's a complex thing, but we want to break it down into these steps, and the AI will give us a plan suited to our need. That is something that we can think about and practice on our own. We talk about iterative refinement where we have feedback loop. So you get a response from the AI. The AI response might not be what exactly you need. You want to go back, refine, ask the question again, or make the context a bit more clearer, and you keep improving. So that's the cycle there. So you plan what you want, you execute. If the output is not as expected, you improve your query or your questioning or the prompt. Then you measure the output to see if it meets your needs. If it doesn't meet your need, you go back. So there's a cycle, okay, until you are satisfied with the answers that you are getting from the AI, and then you can close the chapter on that. So that's the iterative refinement feedback loop. We've already seen some tools, right? But these are a few more. I have a Microsoft Copilot on my machine. It's another powerful AI platform that can be used, and it's free for those who are using Microsoft machines. If you have Office 365, I believe the Copilot comes with it as well. And I think on phones too, yes, you can use it if you have an account. Google Gemini, anyone who uses Google, once you have a Gmail account, you can access Google Gemini, right? You can have access to that. So that is also there. And Claude is also another AI platform coming from the Anthropic people. And our popular ChatGPT, right, from OpenAI, that is also there. I've also shown you the Mistral. I've shown you Duck.ai. So those are other platforms that you can also add. There are many more. DeepSeek, Grok. Grok is also there. So if you don't know Grok, you can also go to grok.com, and I think you can also use that as well. I have that also. Like I said, some of them require login. The login ones can help you to save your chat. So if you come back again in the future, you can be able to see your prompts and the answers that you got from the prompts. So these are the tools. Now let's look at some ethical considerations. We want to use AI responsibly. So what do we have to do? We have to avoid harmful prompts. Some people try to prompt to find out how they can break into systems, right? Or do things that can harm others. We don't want to do that. You don't want to go and ask the AI, what can I do to bypass protocols, right? That may be harmful. Some even have gone to the extent of asking how they can hallucinate the AI. So we want to be very careful what we look for when we are prompting, okay? We want to be responsible people, ethical. Then protect privacy. If you have confidential information, you don't want to go and then put them in the AI, because if you look at it, you can actually load documents. You can actually upload files. So if you are going to upload files, what files are you going to upload? If you are in the medical field, if you are in the area where you have people's data, or if in a corporate field you have corporate information that are confidential, you don't want to come and load them into the AI system. The AI sometimes uses some of these things to learn. You don't want to load confidential information in there, because if the AI uses those things to learn and it's not turned off, that feature is not turned off, that information can be made available to anybody else who comes to prompt for similar information. So we want to be careful not to share information that is sensitive when we are prompting, especially if we have to upload documents. We also want to augment. Don't think AI is to replace. It's just augmenting. AI is just augmenting. It's just providing you additional capability. It is not replacing the human creativity and productivity, right? It's just enhancing it. So in as much as we want to make good use of it, we want to check facts, make sure whatever we are giving is accurate, relevant, and suitable. Okay, so that is very important that we also look at. We don't want to just use it without the ethical aspects of it. And there's more to that, but we would want to move on. We have some real world success stories of how AI has been used in customer support. So in some companies, if you want to chat with the customer care, the first point of call is an AI agent, right? That is able to respond to general questions and give feedback. But when it's getting a bit more intricate, then a human will be triggered so that the human can be able to take over from there. But it is being used today. And if some of us here who use a lot of IT systems, when you want to chat with the support, that's what you experience. You'll be chatting with actually an agent, an AI agent. Okay. We also use that to create content. Many people have been able to create content for social media, content for their reports. They are able to create images, music, even videos from AI. Just give it a command and it generates the information for you. Okay. So that also is there. Then code development. The interesting thing is that you can develop code from scratch even if you don't know the language. All you're supposed to do is to follow what the AI gives you. If it doesn't work, you go back and say that this is the error I'm getting. And it gives you how to solve that problem. So CoreTech Agile website, at a point, I had to develop it myself. It was being developed by a service provider, and having learned AI and mastered it, I decided to take it upon myself. So after getting a cloud server, everything else, configuration, setup, I did it by myself, all with the power of AI for the entire website. Everything on the website, I used AI to develop it. So you don't need to be a proficient developer before you can learn how to develop websites. You can start with AI, and that can help you to be able to do it. So there are so many things that we can use AI to do, and these are just a few examples that we can make mention of. It is being used in the health sector. It is being used in the pharmaceutical sector, everywhere you can think of. Okay? So we want to make some of these things part of us and make our work far more easier, right? So let's take some final tips for mastering prompt engineering. One, practice regularly. You see, if your creativity is put to the test and you keep working on creativity, you become better. So if you keep using it, then you develop valuable skills that can help you to be able to prompt far better. So practice makes perfect. Practice makes one perfect. So if we keep practicing, we can perfect the art of prompt engineering. Another thing is that we want to show, don't just tell. Use examples and specify exact output formats whenever possible. So if you want Word format, If you want in spreadsheets like Excel, state it and you get it. Yes, you can get it and you can download it. Clarity is king. We've talked about clarity. So keep the prompts clear. It should be concise, rich with context. Avoid ambiguity as much as possible. Then embrace experimentation. We talked about iteration. So iterate as much as possible. Okay. If you are able to refine your prompts, you get better outputs. At this point, we will take another poll before we watch a video. So let's get that last poll, which talks about what you intend doing after this session. So just give me a second. Let me bring the poll up. Hope you are ready. So let's take this poll quickly. Okay, so we have this poll. Please, we have a few minutes or seconds to answer. After learning prompt engineering from what we have discussed so far, how would you use it going forward? Please select the option that best reflects your goal. We've learned about zero shots, one shots, and others, iteration, feedback loop. So what are you going to do from what we have discussed so far? 1 out of 13 answered. Okay. We have 4. Okay. 5 so far. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Okay. Okay. We have 53% participation now. So 7 out of 13. We're waiting for the others to poll. Okay. We have 8 out of 13 so far. Okay. Good. So we have 61% participation. 8 out of 13 has 8 out of 13 people have failed, have submitted their poll. And so far, from what I see, 50% are looking at improving research depth and analysis. 50% are looking at research depth and analysis. And then the next is write clearer, more professional documents. Write clearer, more professional documents. And finally, we have generate strategic ideas and action plans. Okay. That sounds good, right? It's quite interesting. And you have the tools to be able to do that. Confidently, you can do that. Good. So we are going to watch a brief video on what we have discussed. So please be on standby and we'll watch the video. Hey there, AI enthusiasts! Today, I'm diving into the fascinating world of prompt engineering in generative AI. Sounds fancy, right? Don't worry, I'll break it down for you. So, what is prompt engineering? Imagine you're a chef and generative AI is your sous chef. You give it a specific instruction, like make a salad, and voila, it whips up a delicious dish based on your prompt. The better your instructions, the tastier the salad. Simple, right? In the AI world, prompts are the instructions we give to models like GPT-4. Think of them as the questions or commands that guide the AI's output.
For example, if I want a story about space adventures, I might prompt the AI with "Tell me a story about astronauts discovering a new planet." The AI takes this prompt and runs with it, generating a narrative based on the given cues. Now here's where the fun begins. Prompt engineering is all about fine-tuning these prompts to get the best results. It's like finding the perfect recipe. Too vague and you'll get a bland dish. Too specific and you might miss out on some creative flavors. The key is to strike a balance. Let's try a quick experiment. Say you want a poem about autumn. A simple prompt like "write a poem about autumn" might give you decent results. But if you get a bit more creative, like "write a poem about the colors of autumn leaves falling in a quiet forest," you'll likely get a richer, more vivid response. Prompt engineering isn't just about making the AI understand you better, though. It's also about understanding the AI. Each model has its quirks and strengths. Some respond better to structured prompts, while others thrive on creative, open-ended ones. It's a bit like learning a new language. Here's a tip. When you first start with a new model, play around with different types of prompts. Test short commands, long descriptions, even questions. See how the AI responds and adjust your approach accordingly, and don't be afraid to iterate. Prompt engineering is an ongoing process. Sometimes you'll hit the jackpot on the first try. Other times you'll need to tweak and refine. It's all part of the journey. So next time you're working with generative AI, remember, your prompts are the secret sauce. Get creative, experiment, and most importantly, have fun. That's it for today. Hey there, AI enthusiasts!
So we are back. I hope you enjoyed the video. So this is where time will permit us to bring my part to an end, and then we open the floor for questions. Do you have any questions? Please, let's use the chat session to ask questions. Okay, let's make good use of the chat box to ask questions. We'll be happy to hear from you. And I think we'll also make it possible for you to ask questions using your mic as well, if there's a need. Please, if you have a question you want to raise up your hand, kindly do so and then you'll be called. Okay, we don't see any hand. I have my colleague Ransford here. Ransford is a guru also in AI.
Yes, boss.
Yes. Share a few tips with us before we close.
Oh, this one, yeah, you caught me off guard. Thank you very much. You've done so well. What I will add is that AI is a tool. And I normally say that it's just like a hammer. When a hammer is lying down, it can do a lot of things. It can hit a nail, it can break a wall, can break glass, and it can hit your hand. It depends on how effectively you use it to get the desired results. It can also kill. A hammer can kill. What is important is mastering how to use AI. And that is what we are doing today. The prompting. The basic is hinged on creativity. What you want to see, you need to imagine it. And in your imagination, you need to be able to write what you are imagining clearly. And in the iteration process, you ask the AI to guide you to restructure it. And that is what we call the guardrails. You try to control how the AI will not go out of way. Because when you leave it, it will actually go wayward. Now, once you have the guardrails, you can now determine the outcome if it fits the imagination you had. Another thing, many of us are using free versions of the AI tool. The designers or the owners of the platform, they are not dumb. They give you the lowest versions for free, and we are happy about it. I would recommend that every prompt can work on any AI tool if you have a paid version. Stick to one and master the AI platform. Know what you use for your generative, that is generating ideas, images, that's the generative AI side. Then if you go deeper, you go into agentic AI, where you build models in the AI tool to fish for information and do live transactions for you. If not, you are just a basic user. And those are the areas where the information you get are not accurate, especially if you are going to school and you are using AI to do assignments. You realize that sometimes the answer you provide from the AI to this, your Sakai or whatever will tell you that it's wrong because it's just using the basic features. Again, for instance, if you can go to your ChatGTP, I want to just show something there. ChatGTP has, when you sign up, you have the chance to use folders. Folder system, you have not yet signed up, eh? Okay, you've not logged in. When you log in, you see the folder hierarchy. If you can click on the left side, the ChatGTP on the left, and see the drop down there. Let me see what to, okay, it's just asking you to sign in. The folders help you to guide the AI memory allocation that you are working in. So you create your folder or a project. Then inside the project, you do contextualization. So for instance, I don't know your industries here. Maybe you are in, I see Marianne here. Is that Marianne? I know, my classmate. She works in ECG. So your discussion is about...
Yes, it's Miriam.
It's Miriam. Hey. I salute you, madam. So she works in ECG, if I remember. And she's in, let's say, capital project department. So she wants to interrogate documents about their projects. No, okay, you are there now. So you go to projects, click on the project. So you've not created any project. So you can name it capital project. Project. Okay, then you create. So in the project, it will give you the chance to load specific files. You see, there's an add file at the right side. Right. So this constrains the AI to keep the specific information, and it has said default memory. So anytime you come into this project, whatever you are doing, it guides you and it's controlled by the documents you've loaded there. Again, and you can initiate so many chats under a project, and it keeps it very neat. Again, you can link your ChatGTP to your Google Drive, which has the default in our Gmails is 15 GB. And you can have folder structures and simply type, read from my drive, this folder, and give me a summary of that document. This is the productivity side. I don't want to talk too much, but if we want to get the best from the AI tools, I will recommend you try getting the paid versions. ChatGTP is, I think, $220 a month or so. Others, the Gemini is 35 CDs a month. It's quite cheap. Claude is also 200 a month. So master one or two of them. ChatGTP paid version can give you 100 images in a day, and it's very good for content creation, images. Gemini can do almost 100 plus a day. And when you use the nano banana feature, it creates very clean images. VOE3 feature will give you 8 seconds video when your prompt is good. The bottom line is that AI need to be studied like a course you are doing. This is a final thing. I saw an ad online, somebody looking for a strategy partner, and I just dropped the job advertisement into my AI tool and did a justification why they don't need a person for that role. Then I built an AI dashboard that can serve that purpose for them by using the same people in the organization. Then I applied for the job with those files and links. The next moment, the CEO sent me an email. It's an interesting conversation. You don't need too much experience in a particular area if you master your prompt engineering. And coming here to learn, I think you are at the right place. Thank you very much, sir, for the opportunity. God bless you.
Thank you so much, my brother. We are happy for the information that you have shared with us. It's very great. So this has been a free webinar that we have organized, and we'll be looking at paid options in the future. So when we call on you, we believe with what we have learned, you would want to come for more and even better your skills in whatever you are doing, and AI is there to support you. So on this note, we want to bring our session to a close unless there's a question. We've still not seen any question on the chat box. Am I assuming that we are all okay? We don't have any questions? Please, if you have a question, we have some few seconds. We will want to raise our hand. If you can use the raise hand too, and then you can be called. Okay. So we don't have any questions so far. Please, there is a survey. Oh, okay, let me check. There's a chat here. Okay. Additional information shared by Ransford. Okay. So on this note, we want to thank you very much for joining us this evening. And we look forward to your feedback. There's going to be a survey at the end of once you exit, there's a survey. Please feel free to fill and then give us feedback on what we have done for you today. That will shape future webinars that we will hold. So we look forward to your feedback. feel free. It's anonymous, so please give us a candid feedback that can help us to improve our webinars in the future. On this note, once again, we thank you very much. And my colleague shared our free channel that we use to share information on capacity building. I'm going to copy the link and then put it here again so that those who are not there, if you want to join and learn for free, you can actually do so. So far, we have over 252 people there. That's over 250 people there. And we look forward to having more people to learn. And the topics are varied. So feel free and then join us as much as possible to learn. Okay, so I think are some AI tools better suited for specific tasks like brainstorming or academic writing? Are AI tools better suited for specific tasks like brainstorming or academic writing? So I think many models, there are some models that have been tailored to suit specific industries. Others are generic that can serve any domain. So you will need to also look at if you look at ChatGPT, for example, if you go into the paid, I have a paid version, which I'm not showing here because I have a lot of projects in there. I'm not showing that paid version. You have different fields or areas in there for healthcare, so it all depends on what you want to do. But of course, there are some that are specific. And you see, some people actually use data that has been trained in specific areas as well. So we have generic LLMs, we have other LLMs that have been trained to do specific tasks. And we have the general ones as well. So it depends on what your needs are. You may look forward to one that is specific or the one that is cutting across domains. But truly, there are some that have been trained for specific tasks, like academic writing. But I think academic writing is usually, it's more like a generic thing that cuts across. But if you want ones that are specific for the medical field, you can have that as well. Data that has been trained, LLMs that have been trained to be used in the medical field. So that's the feedback I have for you, Abampa. Okay. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the evening. For those of us who are within GMT and anyone who is outside GMT, we also wish you a successful day. Bye for now.